Well, there's been good and there's been not so good from the Jets offense through the first couple weeks of training camp. We will start with the good. All those resources they've invested in their offensive line to make it one of the best in the NFL, it's absolutely paying off. Those front five guys are moving the Jets defensive line out of the way more times than not. And the biggest beneficiaries of that, it is Breece Hall and Braylon Allen. This is going to be a Jets offense that wants to be led by their ground and pound attack. We all know what Hall can do, but do not sleep on Braylon Allen because I've been told he's going to have a significant role on this team in 2025. Their passing attack, it's left much to be desired these first couple weeks of the summer. No one has risen from the crop to establish themselves as a legitimate number 2 option opposite Garrett Wilson. And Justin Fields, who was essentially handed the team's starting quarterback job, not really doing anything to justify that vote of confidence. He was 15 of 43 passing the 3 days leading into Wednesday's practice. Obviously, yes, this is the Jets just going up against the Jets, hasn't played a preseason game or had joint practices, but a little bit there that needs to be worked on.
All right, thank you, Connor. Aaron Glenn has already indicated that he will use Braylon Allen and Isaiah Davis more this season. Bart, I'll start with you. Do the Jets need to employ a 3-man running back committee this season?
No, not at all. You need one of them to be a great special team player, maybe a great kick returner to give you, some juice in the return game. But I think this should be Breece Hall as a feature back. And when he's tired, Allen comes in and gives him a break. Maybe a short yardage specialist, goal line specialist. But this is Breece Hall's show. You want to get your money. You want to be part of this thing that we're building here, Breece. Show us what your value is. We got to get over 1,000 yards. I need at least – I need what fantasy owners thought they were getting. And I can't really blame Breece because Aaron Rodgers was checking out of run plays. He never touched the ball over 20 times. But he's a rhythm guy. We know that he's one of these guys that has the long speed and ability. I'd much rather him be on the field when he breaks one because that's for 60. If Allen breaks one, that's 20. I need explosives in my run game, not just moving the chains.
Well, I disagree. I believe in a multi-back offense. I think if you're Aaron Glenn, you've seen it work, right? You've seen it work in Detroit, but you also seen it work in New Orleans with Mark Ingram and Alvin Kamara. So he knows it's possible. The reason why you like a 3-back offense because each guy has a different skill set, which causes the defense to be off balance. And you have to prepare for them in 11 personnel. And you also have to realize, man, each guy has a signature, I guess the word I'm looking for, skill set, whether it's short yardage, whether it's Breece being in the slot and being able to catch the ball and getting out to the edge. I think Isaiah Davis is a compliment to both of those guys. So I think Aaron Glenn is realizing that he has to win football games, and you have to use your best skill set and guys who can get you touchdowns and put numbers on the board. So if you have a 3-back offense, I think that's the best way to go.
I think they know they can use Breece in the same way that Detroit liked to use Jahmyr Gibbs. I think they're trying to figure out who's going to be the David Montgomery, who's going to be a bruiser, who's going to lower the pads, who's going to be able to punch in touchdowns. And I think they like both of these guys a lot, and they're just different. Braylon Allen, he's somebody that when you watch him in college before his program moved to his zone scheme in his final year, downhill bruiser. That's what he is. He's a little upright of a runner. That's why he gets banged up, and we've seen that in camp already. But not a lot of people want to tackle this guy because he's bigger than a lot of defenders, especially at the second level of the field. Isaiah Davis, who we saw last year, has got a little bit more burst, and he's not small. He just looks small next to Braylon Allen. He's 220-plus pounds, but he's also somebody that gives you a little bit of burst in the zone scheme. He can play special teams. Going back to what Bart said, you're going to need a running back on this roster that could do that. He can play a little special teams as well. The bottom line is, here's why all 3 are very important. One of these 3 are going to be hurt at some point early in the season. Yeah, it's the nature of the position. Right. So you got to keep guys fresh and healthy, and that means everyone's wondering who's going to get carries, how the touch is going to be split up. All 3 of these guys are going to be called upon this year heavily.
Yeah, but Breece is a rhythm guy. And you talk about how Isaiah Davis is a little guy. Well, Breece is 220-plus, so he's all in one. When Davis comes in, I'm thinking, okay, maybe some type of zone scheme, maybe catch the ball. When Allen comes in, I'm like, he can't catch. He got 5 thumbs. You know what I'm saying? He can't catch at all. When Breece comes in, I have the availability of my entire menu. I can do whatever I want to do. That's why I like it, because it puts the defense on their toes.
Go ahead, Chelsea, what you going to say?
I was going to ask, Bart, how do you feel about Aaron Glenn saying that he wants to use Breece more as a receiver?
I mean, I think it's great, right? Because we look at, the mismatch. It's only a couple of guys that's built like Breece that has the ability and the skill set of Breece, right? And it's no knock to all the other guys or the King Henrys of the world, but McCaffrey, Kamara, Bijan Robertson, and maybe Jahmyr Gibbs. And then it's Breece Hall that has that complete skill set that can line up in the slot, and you put a safety there and you think it's some type of dummy route or a hitch, and he can take it and run it. We saw him with the vertical route last year. That was a one-handed catch, landing on his knees, maintaining control. He's one of the most natural catchers of the football I've seen in a very, very long time.
Yeah, I think that another dimension we're forgetting, and it's easy to kind of gloss over, is Justin Fields. Justin Fields can run the football, all right? And so you talk about having guys that can do multiple things out of run formation. Justin Fields is definitely a package guy. So I don't mind having the three backs, which I think is a positive for the Jets. But Justin Fields, as I stated earlier, he comes with instructions. Allow him to run the football. Allow them to have plays designed for him to run the football to kind of add to that attack.
I think if healthy, and maybe this is a little bit of a hot take, but not really when you look at the personnel, I think Breece Hall has the second most receptions on the team when the season's done. I think it'll be Garrett Wilson by a country mile. Mason Taylor has the high ankle sprain right now, which is going to slow things down a little for him at tight end. They're going to throw the ball to Breece, like Bart said. And we already saw it in camp. They're throwing the ball down the field a little bit to Breece. So he is going to be every bit of a guy that can be on the field while one of these other running backs is also on the field. We don't have to bring up the pony package today, but you know where I'm going.